नमस्कार दोस्तों, welcome to Triple IEM. I'm sure you must be aware that India is again started shining across the world. After the pact with basically UAE, now we have recently signed a pact with the Australia as well. That is a pact called Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, that is ECTA. We signed with Australia. Our Prime Minister basically Narendra Modi ji and basically counterpart in Canberra Scott Morrison, right, with an eye and with a vision to build up $50 billion business by next 5 years. Yes, my friend, $50 billion being exported. We are expecting to deal in a bilateral trade in next 5 years, which will create almost a 10 lakh plus jobs. Yes, we are going to create 10 lakhs plus job basically within India, because there are so many things basically. I'll tell you, majority products what we are exporting from India and importing from Australia, right? We'll talk about the majority products we are exporting. There are so many labor intensive jobs or labor intensive industry, basically products being exported widely to India, Australian market, where they will get the benefit of zero duty for particular years. Yes, they will get so many zero duty benefits over importing in Australian market. And same way, because Australia is the largest suppliers or basically of minerals and everything, which India also need for making raw materials as well, right? So in that case, basically so many raw materials, minerals are going to be imported from basically Australia in India with less duties, and they will get the extra benefit also. This will help our local industry to reproduce the goods and export back to the world. If you remember, I always tell in my Mission Golden Bus statement what we used to be almost 400, 500 years before. How we used to have 25% share in the world. Do you remember that? We were enjoying 25% of the share because at that time we are importing so many good raw materials from across the world and making the finished goods, and we were re-exporting. Now same scenario is now going to back again as well after 300, 400 years. And it's a time for India-Australia pact. Basically, this will help to promote Indian product across the world and bringing raw material at a very cheaper prices from basically other international markets and producing the goods and exporting back to that. You must be aware, in this Ukraine and Russia war, Russia has also offered us a discounted price specifically for the petroleum. You have seen the scenario of Pakistan and our near country called Sri Lanka. They were very big crisis, but not the same thing. Hardly basically, what's the population of basically Sri Lanka? Only 2 CR. We have 140 CR people in India. Still, we have never faced any kind of challenge because we are the leaders of the world. Our leadership is very strong across the world, which is really impacting us. After UAE trade, now it's a time for Australian trade. And talks are going on for other European Unions and North American countries as well to promote the Indian goods and making local to a real global India now, right? If I tell you few glimpse what are the products we are going to import from Australia, some subsidized duty or 0% duty, or what you can export from India in Australian market where you get the duty benefits or import duty benefits, right? If I tell you, so apparel to avocados, the trade pact will impact every product of Australia and Indian origin, right? As I said, government is targeting to have a 50 billion bilateral trade in next 5 years, right? If I tell you the zero duty access for Indian products, it means which products are going to be exported Australian market at 0% duty or maybe subsidized duty. They are engineering goods, gems and jewelries, leather products, textile products, apparel, footwear. All these products, if you are planning to export to Australian market, there will be either a 0% duty or subsidized duty will be applicable into export to Australia. Against which, there are some zero duty accessible products from Australia as well, which if you are planning to import as well, right? Well, tell you a few of the product, then the main import what we are doing it from Australia is coal, which is the biggest requirement for India, the shipment, wool, LNG, alumina, metallic ores, even the avocados, pistachios, blackberries, cashews in shells, blueberries, raspberries, which is not available right now in India. If you observe that majority minerals basically we are trying to import from Australian market, and this will help us to boost our producing our goods as well. So one part we are going to export to Australian market where we get the subsidies or benefits. Same way the products what you are planning to import within India from Australia, you will get the benefit as well. Apart from that, there is a reduced tariffs on Australian exports like wine, almonds, cotton, oranges, lentils, apricots, strawberries. And similarly, some of the goods being excluded from this pack is like dairy products being excluded. Wheat, rice, sugar, chickpeas, beef, apples, toys and iron ore. Few of the products are excluded from this pack, but majority products being covered basically with a target to have $50 billion export by in next 5 years of time. This will, as you must have seen, there's so many gems and jewelry products, engineering goods, textile products. If I talk about this, majority products are manufacturing goods. Manufacturing goods we are going to export to the Australian market. So in that case, that is going to create the jobs as well within India. Government is targeting to have at least 1 million jobs to be created in next 5 years just for the exporting in Australian market. My friend, that's the opportunity you must need to accept and you must need to adopt as well. This is what our mission really, India in a mode to promote their local businesses to the global. And if you are going to miss this chance, then you will be always going to regret it after 10 years. And there was a chance, government was putting a great effort to promote exports and we were basically just waiting for our time to come down. It's the time for India to come upon. But it is important part. The way I talked about, this is the basic awareness what we are creating with the people. This is a mission basically we started in 2008 to promote Indian goods, exporters, Indian merchandise to start their export business across India. We are the only organization having a presence pan-India where we are promoting exports since last 2008, right? And every city of majority corner of the India, we have so many exporters who are putting their day in day out efforts to basically start promoting Indian products in the international market and bringing those golden birthdays back in India. This is the right time to encash this opportunity, right? Speak to our councillors, attend a proper systematic program, which is our IIIM exclusive program, basically what we run for 1.5 months every Sunday, where you are getting an experienced faculty members who are basically mentors to you to guide you for the exports. It's the time for India to come up to the international world. India is already towards a great mission, great vision, basically with our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who is promoting exports across the world. You must have seen in Ukraine-Russia war also, we have our own views, we have our own impact across the world. Not we are now dependent only on Russia or USA, but we are maintaining our relationship with every country of the world. And they also consider India as the next leader to support basically the world forum and world market. And it's a time for you also to grab this opportunity. So I request all of you, don't waste the time, take up the opportunity and start exporting. That's what our mission is all about. So let's bring our golden birthdays back in India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.